their lives. What will you do? What are you going to say? Will you measure up when people make it so hard? With no holds barred. You have to stand your ground when someone's standing in your way. You have to be a stronger man each and every day.
Cut the fucking music. You know what time it is. We got, man, tonight is special. We got two guests. Danny Demanto, the owner and mastermind behind ICW New York, ICW No Holds Barred, Pit Fighter, all that shit, and the best ring announcer in the game today, in my opinion. I think. I don't know, man. Let's bring them in. I'm gonna interview these guys at the same goddamn time. I don't even know if I can do this, man. Danny Demanto, what's up, bro?
What's up, dude? Larry's still late.
Nope, he's actually here.
I'm in this
Oh, he's
bit.
Here he
here.
comes, Larry
There he is.
Legend.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're
I'm
here.
here. I'm here and I'm sipping tea.
Oh, is that what you're doing? Did you watch that intro, Larry?
I did.
That was probably the best intro onto a podcast I think I've ever gotten in my life.
I agree. There was effort. There was effort put in there, and typically the podcast host just kind of like I've had podcast hosts actually like reading. Like you can tell that they're reading.
I mean,
like,
most of the time they're putting over their own show.
Right,
let's be
right.
honest.
Yeah, but I really feel like the guest of honor tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
big
man.
time feel start.
I don't consider myself a fucking podcaster. This is just a show where we talk to deathmatch people. So
Yeah.
Better.
I hope you guys just feel comfortable and chill. And Larry,
no,
I was
absolutely.
kind of getting upset because I wanted you to see that fucking intro video, man.
Oh no, I got it. I was in the backstage area. The deal was telling me I was backstage. I had to set my my studio up.
I guess we were in separate locker rooms, Larry, because I was backstage too, but I couldn't see you.
No, I was watching the entire with the No Holds Barred song. I was cussing. I was bopping my head. I was enjoying that. Thank you very much.
John Wayne Murdoch is in the house watching. Let the squatting begin. Oh, shit. The king of the squats.
He's always talking shit. I guess he's earned it to be able to talk shit.
What are you fellas doing for Valentine's Day Sunday? It's the holiday of love, right?
I feel like me and Larry are going to have very different Sundays.
I think that you're right. I think that you're absolutely right.
Oh, well, I'm going
People are
out
loving
to
the
beautiful restaurant in Newark, New Jersey for some type of that rodizio, kind of like what we were going to go do in Orlando, Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Well, I will be going to a beautiful...
That sounds like some real cold-hearted shit right there. Cold-hearted player shit.
Yeah.
So, Larry, what are you doing Sunday?
I'll be going to a restaurant in Baltimore, but a beautiful restaurant in Baltimore, but to work.
Oh, you're putting in that work?
Yeah, bro. I mean,
there's money to be made on Valentine's Day, that's for sure, in the restaurant business.
It takes a lot to be a legend, including a side hustle. So I'll be at work on
You have many of those.
Yeah, I gotta hustle, baby.
We all do, especially in these times.
Indeed.
So
I just got back from Stauffer's house, Larry.
He's getting married.
Yeah, he's getting married.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I picked up a whole bunch of the new merch.
Oh, good. Some good merch for the sale, the auction sale coming up on Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Good.
When is that? That's this Tuesday?
Yeah, this Tuesday at 8:00, live on Facebook.
Yep.
I'm getting a lot of messages that people are coming in to. Oh, look at that! There's the plug right there. I appreciate it, Mike. I keep getting messages that people coming into the chat. I can't see the chat though. Am I able to see the chat?
I can see it. There's a little way. I can
You
see bubbles popping up on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, there it
We
is.
blow up the important comments, and then
Okay,
you
I
can see
got
the
it.
chat. All the comments should be like, you're right.
The
Yeah.
juiciest hot dog in the business.
Okay, everybody.
That's right, Jason.
What can we? So let's say I'm someone that's never been to this auction shit. What can I expect? What kind of items can I get from this shit?
I mean, it's not really necessarily just about selling the items and obviously making sales, but Larry troops himself all the way up here from Baltimore to New Jersey. We have a very good time. We interact with everybody. We answer questions, but obviously the deals on the Facebook sale are a lot cheaper than the website. So if you're into signed 8x10s, for example, like on the website, they're mostly $10 and $15 a piece. On the Facebook sale, they'll be $5 or $10 a piece. All sales in the United States are free shipping after $30. So I mean, everything's pretty much discounted and gets to you for free, as opposed to ordering on the website, having to pay the fees, having to pay the PayPal fees, having to pay the the local taxes that the website hits you with. So, and it's also a way for me and Larry to be able to directly interact with the fans and answer questions, and that's why I have Larry help me with it.
Nice. Is there anything special you're gonna put for sale next week that you can give us a lowdown about?
Oh yeah, I mean the cards are in stock now, so we have these 4 metal cards, and they're all one of one. They're printing plates. I don't know if you're into sports cards, but those that are into trading cards, we have 4 different one of one printing plates that are going to be available, obviously only on this Facebook sale because they're going to be auctioned off, and there's only one of each. There's a Larry, there's an Atticus, there's a Schlack, and there's a John Wayne. And then there's going to be
and they're metal.
Yeah, they're all made of metal. The Atticus is silver because he's the silver teeth Satan.
That's right.
And I believe that the other 3 are all gold. I think, and Larry, aren't
Holy
you rose
fuck.
gold?
I would hope that I was rose gold to go with my Apple Watch.
I think that you are rose gold.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Thank you.
There's going to be signed cards that are only going to be available on the Facebook. Well, they're not going to only be available on the Facebook
What up,
sale,
Sean?
but they're going to disappear on the Facebook sale. We're also going to be doing a huge blowout of the match fight used weapons that are all signed by the people that use them in the fights.
Everybody knows Larry Legend loves a blowout.
Larry does love the blowouts. But I mean, we're plugging a Facebook sale. We got millions of questions probably in the chat that I can't even see right now. But start rattling them off to me, and I'll me and Larry will definitely hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like Danny just said, drop your questions. These two don't give a fuck. You guys will answer anything.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
Not at all.
We actually embrace the fuck.
Yeah. The fuckery is much appreciated.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Okay,
Ray.
look at
I think you're the man too.
Everyone's just complimenting you guys so far. It takes a little second before they ask questions. Let's get into it though. ICW New York is 20 years now.
Yeah.
20 years old.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
The first show was January of 2001. My only responsibility at that show was to run the smoke machine. So when people came out that had some type of credibility, I was supposed to give them smoke. That was my only responsibility at the first show.
I bet you were scared.
I was. I was like, does this guy get the smoke?
Yeah.
Devon Cisco, he says, "Are we getting an IW World a championship?" Hold up, I was going to say this earlier. Fuck a belt, right? Fuck a belt, no.
No belts.
I'm not into just giving somebody a belt. It has to be very, very earned. I'm far away from just doing something generic that everybody else has. I'm not. In the past, I don't want to. I don't want to say fuck a belt because belts have had such a history in professional wrestling. It's just that I'm trying not to do what everybody else is doing right now. And if a belt ever does get introduced, it's not going to be your ICW World Champion. It's that's just it's just never going to be that way. I'm not again. I don't want to shit on history because there's been a lot of very strong history behind certain world titles, but it's just I
Mhm.
just want everything to be different. You know, the same reason why there's no ropes.
That's how Apple was able to set itself apart in the market. It was just different. It was different than everything else that was out. I
Oh,
don't mean to,
absolutely.
yeah, you know, I
Those
don't mean to
early
jump all.
MacBooks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were the different things. So why be the same when you can be different? That's brave.
yeah.
Is
And everybody's
ICW
finally
Deathmatch champion?
yeah. I mean,
I
maybe
would.
maybe just
I,
the American Deathmatch champion, maybe to
I mean,
represent all of death
honestly,
matches.
honestly, Devin, I like being able to announce guys like, um, you know, Eric Ryan is the 2020 King of the Death Match. I like acknowledging the fact that these guys are already decorated.
Right. Yeah.
Atticus, the Prince of the Death Match 2020. Neil, the first ever Prince of the Death Match. These guys have accolades that they're already bringing to the table, and
Uh
that's
huh.
why, as an announcer, I always want to know that stuff, so
Yeah.
that then you're not just fighting, John Wayne Murdoch. You're fighting the IWTV 2020 Wrestler of the Year.
Yeah.
You feel me?
it
Accolades could be
is
brought from other directions other than a belt.
Right.
is
Yes.
is John Wayne Murdoch versus Alex Cologne the big money match of this year
Oh
or
my
no?
God. Oh God.
the
Oh
reason the reason
God.
the reason why it's the big money match is because that it's probably not going to happen. That's what makes
Let
it
me
the
ask
big
you
money
this:
match. Yeah.
is Alex Cologne on good terms with ICW right now? Is he going to come back? What's
Um.
going on with Alex Cologne?
I mean,
You know what I heard?
what did you hear, Larry?
I heard Alex is not being offered enough.
Off.
I heard Alex is not being, for what we're offering, it's not enough for what he puts in. That's what I heard. I didn't hear that from him. I did
Okay.
not hear that from Alex.
Me either.
Yeah.
Me either. I'll be completely honest. Obviously, I always shoot from the fucking hip. I was told by Alex that after the match with Akira, he was going to be taking time off to heal some injuries. Whenever a deathmatch guy says that to me, I don't even question it because obviously injuries are part of this game. Every guy needs a break, no matter what level you're at. So I always,
Hmm.
take it, roll with the punches, and open door. Once you're healed. Um, Alex only took a break from ICW. He never took a break anywhere else. He was still doing other companies. You know what I mean? Insert companies here. Um, so I hit him up recently and I said, are you ready to come back and whatever? And he said no, that he'll let me know when he's ready. But he knows the next match that he has to do. You know what I mean? It was already set then. He was going to wrestle Akira, and then he was going to wrestle John Wayne. That's the next match. So when
I
he's
didn't know
ready
that.
for it, when he's ready
So
for
that
it,
was next in line.
yeah, when he's ready for it, he can come and get it. It ain't going to happen anywhere else. If someone tries to book it, it ain't happening.
What about the
Hey,
Masters of Pain? Because they're both in that tournament, and one would think they're gonna maybe,
I'm gonna burst your bubble. I'll give you a spoiler
Okay.
in advance.
We ain't gonna see that, huh?
You're not gonna see it anywhere else. So if it does happen, you know where it's gonna happen.
oh God, no.
Nice.
We ain't doing that.
Larry Legend versus Danny Demanto 2021. So how did you, because you started your career in ICW, right, as a wrestler,
Oh, absolutely.
how did you end up going from wrestling to fucking owning it, man? It's
I
just
mean,
crazy to me.
it definitely
That's kind
took
of your
it definitely
MO.
took 20 years.
You
um,
haven't you've done that twice now or what? Because you did it
yeah,
GCW too, right?
yeah, pretty much the exact same road.
So
I was
how did it
I
happen?
was all right. So with ICW, I was always friends with Jack Sabbath, who was the original owner of
Happy
ICW.
birthday, Jack, by the way.
Yes, happy birthday, Jack. Jack, if Jack's watching, happy birthday. If it wasn't for Jack, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. So, he
Yeah.
gave me my first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and 10th break in professional wrestling. He always, took care of me from day one, and he always trusted me. So, if it was as a professional, if it was as running the smoke machine that one day, or taking down the ring, or wrestling on the show, or being the main event of a show, or booking a show, and then after I became the booker, we had a man-to-man conversation one day. He said he's taken on too much with his other businesses,
And
and
his knees.
and his knees are not what they used to be. So
Yeah.
he can't really be trooping around
Standing around and
shows.
shit.
So he just handed me ICW on a silver platter and was like, "You earned it, and it's yours."
Holy fuck.
Yeah, that's pretty much how.
That's
That's obviously there was other steps along the way, but
yeah, yeah.
I
But
was
that's
Jack's golden boy. Let's put it that way. In every sense of the word, I was definitely the Jack Sabbath golden boy, and I was always treated that way. I always had special, treatment by Jack. I always got the matches that I wanted, um, the opponents that I wanted, but I always felt like I delivered. I had some pretty good matches with Amazing Red that Larry got to ring announce.
Yeah. The last
And
one.
Larry's been
yeah.
with ICW since what, 2009?
Yeah, 2009. No, 2009 was when I first started doing shows in New York. And Jack was a vendor at an NYWC show because
Uh
NYWC is my first New York Fed, and he was just there selling, figures. And he's
Right.
like, "Who the hell's this?" He's like,
Right.
"Who's this?" And
Right.
I'm like, we introduced ourselves to one another, and I think
Because you were the ring announcer for when. Oh no, you did commentary.
the first time I ever came to ICW, it was just to check it out. I was encouraged by different people, Prince Nana.
And it was one of the reincarnations. Like it was like the first show back.
Right. And at the
Yeah.
time, I had only heard of USA Pro. I hadn't
Uh-huh.
heard of ICW. I had only heard of USA Pro because at the Garden, when you were leaving from seeing Raw or whatever, be flyers for the next USA Pro, indie fed or indie show in New York. So the first
Right.
time that I came to check out ICW was when I first discovered it overall.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just hanging out, and Jack was like, "You want to commentate?" After we saw each other again from meeting each other up there on Long Island, and I was like, "Sure." And I commentated with Kevin Matthews, but I don't think he liked me. So I think I did one match, and then I got replaced right away by Gulak or someone.
No. I think you did a couple of no, Brett. Brett replaced you.
Oh yeah, go figure. Okay, Brett. Yeah, so I knew someone replaced me.
We'll call him Bert today.
Larry Legend, you've been
Yeah.
announcing, is this right? 19 going on 19 or is it 19 now years?
Going on 19 this December 4th, 2021 will be 19 years.
Oh, we're gonna have to do a hell of a celebration for 20.
Dude, hell yeah. He
Oh
fucking
yeah,
deserves it. Is
20
this
years to
something
the
you
day.
always wanted to do as a kid? Did you want to do this even as a kid or what? When did you knew that ring announcing was what you fucking wanted?
Well, I guess it wasn't really just ring announcing. It was like the voices, like the Jesse the Body Venturas. Like when I would play with my figures, like as a kid on the carpet, I would do the whole Howard Finkel introduction. Remember the Hasbro figures used to have like the little card on the back. You could read from the Department of Correction in Cobb County, Georgia. I would read all that. And then when they fight, I'd be like, "Oh, and he's off the top rope. Oh, I'd be like Lord Alfred Hayes. I'd be doing all the voices. So that was really what got me into it was the characters around the action.
You know
and
what's
how they
really
can make
crazy
it-
that I have a very similar childhood, but my direct like focus was I used to line all my figures up in matches, and I would book a show.
Oh wow,
And
yeah,
I used to tell my grandmother to write down the matches, and then she'd
yeah.
have to say it back to me, and then I would do the show.
That's amazing. See, I didn't
So
even know that part of it, like the matchmaking. I wasn't
yeah,
even aware that like someone was putting them together. I just thought,
I was so into lining them up in like an order that this guy's going to wrestle this guy's, and now to come to think of it, and I never even thought of this until you just brought it up. I mean,
that's what you
fast
do
forward
today.
here, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I take my ICW action figures and I put Schlack next to you know whoever
Reed
Schlack
Bentley.
Reed
That's gonna be
Bentley.
good. I can't wait for and happy birthday,
I know
Schlack
yours.
too. A lot
Oh,
of birthdays today.
Schlack and Jack on the same day.
Schlack and Jack, I know, and Gucci Mane. Today's Gucci
And
Mane's
me.
birthday too.
It's my birthday. It's fucking
Oh,
my
nice!
Today's your
birthday
Happy
Tuesday.
birthday?
birthday! Yeah, it's your birthday.
Today's my
Happy
birthday, yeah.
What the
My
fuck?
bad.
My bad, Mike. I didn't even
Hey,
know that.
I'm
no,
sorry.
Birthday.
it's
Yeah.
all good, man.
You know what? I was
I'm
saving the
getting
best
old.
for last. I was saving the best for last.
I
I
had
was
no
building
idea.
you up for
Why are
your
we
big
doing an interview on your damn birthday?
It's a present.
I don't book them, man, and I don't know. I think maybe Blake Walden booked this, and he didn't know. So you said yes, so we rolled with it, bro.
I mean,
Oh well, let's make it.
I appreciate you taking time out on your
Yeah,
birthday to do this.
No,
me too.
man, I would not. This is a perfect way to spend an hours with you guys. Larry Kennedy Phillips. What was that? Your first ring announcing name?
Yeah, that was my first ring announcing name because I started out as a heel announcer. So since at the time that I broke in, it was like the height of the Mr. McMahon character, and I think a lot of the times during that time he'd be like, "I, Vincent Kennedy McMahon." So they figured get him even more heat, put his middle name Kennedy and his last name Phillips, which was an homage to Mel Phillips. And if you know your wrestling history, that's not anybody that you want to be associated with. But they were like, he's a black ring announcer. Let's say he's Mel Phillips' long lost nephew, Larry Kennedy Phillips, and they hated me. Because, yeah, I started out as a bad guy ring announcer called Larry Kennedy Phillips.
Jeez.
That's why
That-
there's
Are we ever go-
LKP at the that's why there's LKP at the end of my Twitter. The first part is blackout, BLK, blackout, and the LKP is Larry Kennedy Phillips.
Oh, look at
Hey,
that.
hey,
I
Danny.
never knew that.
Have you
Go
ever?
ahead.
Hey, Danny. Have you ever juggled around the thought of turning Larry heel and No Holds Barred?
No, never. No, he is he is the face of the company and the face that everybody sees the most on every single show. Imagine his character had to. He's
Yeah, what
such
the
a
hell? I would have to become a commentator. I'd have to not be
yeah.
the announcer.
Yeah, it would take away too much if he was a bad guy.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Everybody loves Larry,
Everyone wants to have a good time.
except for Brandon Kirk.
Yeah,
You're very underrated as a color commentator too, Larry. The few times when you do it, you don't do it a whole lot, but like one I can remember, I believe it was the NGI 2. Your fucking commentary was legendary that night, man.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Is that the night that is that the night, Danny? Is that the night?
Yeah.
That's Tremont versus Gage, right?
Larry got cut.
You said some crazy shit that night. It's great. I love that DVD just for your
You know what it
commentary
is?
alone.
You know what it is? I was doing so well. That somebody was like, "Oh hell no! Oh hell no! There's not doing that. Give me that fucking microphone." That's what it was.
Done. We gotta yank Larry off the
Yeah,
commentary.
get a rope. Get him
Time to
out
go.
of here.
He's doing too good.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. You know what? It's funny. I review like when I do the ring introductions, I'll always watch and listen to the way that I sound, make sure I sound good. I rarely ever listen to review my commentating. But I always
You
get a
just
lot of
recently
practice.
did so well on No Peace too.
They're bringing me back,
Yeah, I know.
but I'm not
You
going to be with
did?
Slack
Alright.
because Slack's fighting Ruben.
I think that he's gonna double dip.
Oh my God, what an animal!
Of course.
Ruben, we're going to talk all about No Holds Bar 10 and Pit Fighter 6 coming up. We'll talk about that a little later. You want to answer this question? This is for
Go
you,
ahead.
Danny.
Go ahead.
Brian Vincent, wrestler or promoter, what is more satisfying?
Ooh.
Wow. Well, go ahead.
Fuck. It's
Drop
such a
your questions.
it's
Drop your
such a
questions,
cop out.
everybody.
It's a cop out answer, but I mean it's an equal rush. It's
But
actually
Danny, you don't get hurt. You don't get physically hurt being a promoter.
nah, sometimes.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Hey,
How
I
much
did
does
me
it benefit you? How much does it benefit you that you were one of the boys and now you're a promoter? Does that help you
a lot.
be a
A
promoter?
lot. Yeah, absolutely. Because when you're one of the boys, you're especially if you're one of the boys. uh, Being a wrestler doesn't automatically make you one of the boys. And me and Larry have a term that we call, "Does this person get the blunt?" And that's like the people that are the boys, and then there's the other guys in the wrestling in the locker room. Um, I feel that, at least in my circle, that I keep around me, I start off as one of the boys, but I'm also the leader of the pack, if that makes any sense.
It does.
But I'm able to still go out and party after the show with my wrestlers, but still have that respect when it comes to, hey, this is what I need from you. Other promoters that are just, I they just decided they were a promoter one day. Um, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's levels to this, and I learned inside the ring before I learned outside of the ring, and that makes it for a little bit more knowledge and power, if that makes any sense. Because I could give criticism for a match, and I'll actually know what I'm speaking about because I've already done it. If that
What's
makes
this
sense.
picture? Is this
And this picture that you're showing is not my most professional day of my career. The guy that I'm about to punch, which if you could zoom in on my hand, I'm clearly gonna punch this guy as hard as I can, and I broke his orbital bone in his face.
Wow, Danny.
holy
Yeah,
god
it's that
damn,
Vinny.
man?
Yeah, he fucked around different
How
times.
many times? How many times have you had to do that in the ring? Take
Oh,
liberties on someone for fucking up.
only a few, and that guy had 3 strikes against him, including something with a woman. So he definitely had that coming to him.
So how much did JAPW influence you? Because you were in the
Oh
crowd. You
my
used to
god.
go to those and watch him as a fan, right?
Yeah, Jersey All Pro was like my full influence before like becoming a professional wrestler. Like right before I found ECW like everybody else at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning on MSG. Fell in love with it. Found local ECW shows. Went to ECW shows. But then my second ECW show I ever went to, I got a flyer for a Jersey All Pro show. And from the first Jersey All Pro show that I went to, I had never missed another one since. I either was in the crowd or doing ring crew or on the show. I don't think that I ever missed one until I got kicked out of the company for a little while. But Jersey All Pro
Shucks.
and the owner, Fat Frank, was a huge influence on my career, the path of my career. He gave me matches that I would have never have gotten anywhere else, and he trusted me more than ever. I had
How
a go ahead.
how did it feel to go from a fan to like because you became a student, right? Like there?
I was never a student at Jersey All Pro.
He's doghouse.
Okay.
I went to the Doghouse, which is it was pretty much the sister school of Jersey All Pro though. All like Homicide was the
Okay.
trainer, Loki was the trainer. My trainer was Lathon, who was also like an early Jersey All Pro guy. So it was a pretty much mix of that New York, New Jersey, hard hitting crew.
So you've been rolling with Homicide since fucking day one, huh?
Oh
Very,
God.
yeah. Very, very day one. That's why I
Oh
call
yeah.
him. That's why I call him the boss. He's the only one that could really like tell me what to kind of do, even in my own locker room. And the only reason why he really has that power too is because he's always been about the team, and he's not selfish, and he always has what everybody's best interest is in heart every single time, and he has no problem telling somebody to go fuck off, but he also is very good at giving somebody criticism the way it's supposed to be given. If it's tough love, it's tough love. If it's just verbal, it's just verbal. But he's the boss when it comes to New York wrestling and pretty much anything to do with me.
Okay. Cool. Here's a question. You formerly were the owner or co-owner of JCW.
Uh-huh.
You rebranded it, right? You
Yep.
rebranded it to
Which I
GCW
hated.
with
I hated that rebranding, but it's okay.
Well, I'll give you a couple of reasons why it was
You gave them
rebranded.
to me. You gave them to me. I just didn't like it. I don't like.
New Jersey. We were gonna definitely be leaving New Jersey,
Right.
and New Jersey is the number one most hated state in all of America.
It's true.
So bringing the word Jersey into California
Yeah,
is
they'd be like, "Fuck
counterproductive,
y'all."
right? And we were running a building called Game Changer World. So
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't fight it. I just hate when things like that happen because, like,
I
then
also think the name was soft. I don't.
Jersey Championship Wrestling.
No, the other one. Game Changer. I wasn't the biggest fan of Game Changer because it just was so cliche.
Oh
But
yeah,
it was the name of the building we were running in, so
right.
it made complete sense.
Yep. So let's see. What was I gonna say? Do you guys miss the old fucking Howl days?
Oh
Oh
my
my God.
god.
Oh God. Those were easy. That was easy shit back then.
We were children just playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many of the ideas, a lot of the violent shit that happened, it's fucking legendary. How many of those were your idea?
Um it was always a collective idea. I'm not ever gonna take credit for any or all of those early ideas because we had a very motivated team back then, and it was very death match focused. Um, I'm sure that you could see the booking similarities in ICW and the Hal days, and then be able to do the 2 and 2 and put things together. The whole building the show in the Howl days was definitely I would take more of a credit for that part of it of the hey, let's start it off with a hot, flippy guy match, then go into like a strong style match and then start the blood, and work your way
Lining it up.
up the ladder of craziness. Um, Getting Nick Gage out of jail, like booking Nick Gage first thing out of jail was definitely a um, had to do situation in order to like really cross those lines and say this is going to be a real deal company. I think Nick's contributions early on really cemented us as something serious back then because he very much is the god of this shit, you know. Janela's contribution and loyalty to the company obviously was huge back then. Um, but I don't think that any one person did it. There was definitely a underutilized, underappreciated core group of guys that were just killing it every single month in hopes that this deathmatch company was gonna go off and go around the world. You know, um,
Well, I mean, you get in a lot of ways. I remember it felt like that you were given a lot of the quality that the Jersey fans had come to like miss from other deathmatch companies or other companies that specialized in deathmatch wrestling in the
Just say
area.
CZW, Larry. It's easier to say CZW than to just keep saying all these other words.
Yeah, we were GCW during those days was giving a lot of the CZW fans like CZW sucked back in
Yeah.
2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, all the way, I mean, until the end. It never really was back to those early days when you were around, when Ruckus was around, you know what I mean? Like
Well,
those days.
once Sandig handed over the company, the hourglass got turned upside down. You take out a mind that built a company, the company's going to change. It's not going to stay the same. You know what I mean? Once Sandig handed it over to DJ, it became a brand new company to me because now it's DJ's vision. It's not Sandig's vision anymore. So that history doesn't mean shit. Just like when I left, GCW in 19, Larry?
Oh, yeah,
It was
2019, you
it
left.
was
I was
it,
gone out there before you, though.
but once I left, there was a drastic change. I'm not saying it was for the better, for the worse,
Definitely.
for the indifferent, but after WrestleMania weekend, whatever that was, New Jersey,
Yeah.
that's when I left and the company changed.
I was gone by that time, too. That was my first Mania weekend not doing anything with GCW.
And it hurt
Can
my
I ask
feelings.
both of you? Can I
Yeah.
ask both of you why did you leave? What happened?
You could take that one.
You know, um, the ring announcer is kind of like to the booker, like someone that you keep in your most inner circle, confidence wise, because they're going to advertise, the next show, the stuff that's going to make us the money. And around, I don't know what time, something really became kind of like where I started to feel like that I was like an outsider or that I didn't need to know anything, and it didn't start that way. So once I started to feel that change where it was kind of like, you know, I wasn't really having the level of communication with someone who I considered a friend, I kind of saw the writing was on the wall, just like with when I was with Ring of Honor and they showed me the door, or earlier when I was with CZW and they showed me the door. I can always tell when I'm about to be shown the door because things change. So
And
whenever it's
obviously
time for me to get
he's
out,
not talking about me.
what?
And you're obviously not talking
And
about
no,
me.
obviously I'm not talking about you. I'm talking
Yeah.
about Brett, and I addressed this with him at GCW Homecoming because Joey Janela came up to me and he was like, I want you guys to sit down. I want you guys to sit down. I don't understand what happened. I just want you guys to talk. And I thanked Joey for doing that. And I did sit down and talk with Brett. And what I
Joey
just
the
said right
mediator.
now, is the exact same thing that I said. At some point, something changed where it was kind of like I was an outsider, and it was kind of like I was like kind of being like, you don't need to worry about that. Don't worry about it. And I'm like,
That kind of happened to me too, within my own company.
yeah. So I was like, okay, this motherfucker doesn't need me around. Like as much as I'd love to be around,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever. And then I didn't hear from Brett for a long time until last year's Mania at these big gay brunch and fucking the first for the culture, the ones that didn't happen. I heard from Brett that he needed me for those. Knowing that I was going to be down there, even though we hadn't really spoken or I hadn't done anything since I guess the blood sport where he couldn't find anyone else to announce. He like called Palandino, he called Ed O'Mac, he called everyone until finally me. That was the last time I saw him. He told me that he needed me for those two, but of course COVID, so those never happened. Plus,
I mean, let's be honest, Larry. Like, you are the. I mean, I'm gonna sound so one-sided, but you are the best ring announcer in professional wrestling that is not signed to a contract. So for there to be choosing dates when he needs you is disrespectful at the beginning. I need you every show. I need you
well, it let me know.
because I
It
don't
also
have
let me
another
know that
option.
there was a problem.
Right.
This is why. This also all of these things let me know that there was a problem, and I was like kind of being tolerated, but not really welcome. You
Because
understand
when
what I'm
I
saying?
started using you in 20, whatever the fuck that was, 14, 13.
Yeah, 2014.
Remember the rule, Larry. If you see a card, if you see a show announced, yes, you're on it.
Yeah.
That's the rule. That's the rule. You're on everything. You're on every single show, Larry.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
that's been our rule since. So if somebody that runs a wrestling company is picking and choosing when they need a ring announcer, and then they break it down to the point that they only bring him in because he's the color of his skin or his sexual orientation. Those were the only two reasons that you were reached out to last year.
Yeah, but it didn't used to be that way. And this is what I'm saying. Like, to get back to the heart of the matter of what I'm addressing here, the writing was on the wall that, I guess sometimes in life, you think someone is like keeping it a buck with you. You think that they're your friend, but, money and power in some people changes the way that they, interact with you, talk to you. So I just was like, fuck it. I can go anywhere because, like Danny said, I'm the fucking best, and
Absolutely.
it's to your benefit to have me on the fucking show.
There's not even like a close second.
Oh, I like Rich
No.
Palladino. I think
Well,
Rich
I
Palladino is very good.
I love Rich,
I like
but
Rich.
it's a different
He's old
style.
school. Yeah.
Very different style. And if you were to ever miss a show, that would be the first person I would call. But it's a different ball game.
Yeah. When I knew that I wasn't doing that 2019 Mania year, I hit Rich up months in advance, and I was like, hey, you should hit them and be like, hey, I'm available, because I was like, I don't think they're going to use me. And I wasn't thinking about you, Danny. I wasn't thinking about you, but at that point, you were kind of like also cast out as well.
It was the writing was definitely on the wall going into that Mania weekend. I sensed something coming, but I didn't know it was going to come that quick or that hard. And also a little inside fact, Larry got Brett into GCW.
Oh yeah, let me say this one. When Danny said to me way back in 2014, maybe even 2013, I'm about to start doing something in Jersey and you're going to be my guy, I was like, cool. Are Brett and Pinky going to be involved? The first thing that I said after you said to me that you were going to use me for something primarily in Jersey and I was going to be your guy, my response was, are Brett and Pinky going to be involved? So that's where we came from, or at least I thought, like these are my peoples, So, but you learn, you live and you learn. It's all good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, I hated how things happened, but I'm very happy that they did, because standing here right now, February 12th, 2021, I love ICW. I love the team that we have. I love the locker room that we have. If I don't want somebody around, I don't need them to be around, because I don't have to answer to anybody else. So it all worked out. And the other thing, like, I don't want this to seem like we came on here and did a Brett bashing, because
no, you just
that's definitely not what I want to do, because I'll be the first one to put over Brett. The best thing that could have ever happened to me and Brett is us part our ways, because I'm also going to put out there that me and Brett are the absolute best at this. That's why we're the last one standing. That's why we're the top dogs on both of these WrestleMania weekend cards. That's why we both have the most amount of shows WrestleMania weekend, and there's nobody close. So he's going to make his money.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to make my money. We're going to simultaneously take over this game, and we're both going to do this. I'm not trying to compete with him. I'm trying to compete with me. The same with him. He competes with himself. I put out my schedule for WrestleMania weekend. I knew his time slots were going to be against ours. Competition always helps. Always. This has been from the beginning of time.
Are you looking forward to that? Because
absolutely,
this is the first time.
We've been
going to go.
We've been head to
head.
The
Slab
before.
City show was going to go head to head with you, the night show against Horror Story, but that show got canceled. I don't know if it clashed that night or not, but
didn't we go head to head on 4th of July? Didn't we go 4th of July head to head?
Yeah, we did the backyard show the backyard show versus Eddie Kingston and Sandman and all
Yeah,
that hot
but
shit we
that
did
show
there.
ended. The
Well,
backyard show
I'm very
Oh,
ended.
much,
that's what it was. Yeah, you got it. That was it. Yup.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
very
the
much looking
first
forward
time
to
it's
it.
actually because I looked it up today. Joey Janela's Spring Break's going head to head against Pit Fighter, I believe.
You know
Yep,
what? That
Same
makes me
time.
so. That
and
makes me so. Well, it makes me happy, but it makes me sad.
and NHB 11 is going against Bloodsport.
Let's take a look at it right here. The showcase of the independents, right?
Yep.
Let me remove this comment. You want to answer that? Are you going to do a show in Maryland? Ray
Never. The
wants.
Maryland State Athletic Commission would never let anything like ICW anywhere near the Commonwealth of Maryland. No, there's no way. Sorry,
Larry answered us.
it's no way.
So the Thursday 8 o'clock spot, which is NHB 11, is against Bloodsport. And then the following night, the two show tournament, which is the Battle of the Tough Guys Pit Fighter show, is against Joey Janela's Spring Break. I'm not, again, this is not us versus them, but then again, it is us versus them at that time slot.
I mean, we're going to be competing for the audience.
Of course we are. It's two
Yeah,
totally
there's
different
no way around
demographics.
that with this.
There's two totally different demographics, though. You know, you could either turn on your IWTV subscription that you pay $10 a month for and watch every single show, or you could go onto Fight TV and pay individually for each show more than $10. You get what you pay
The
for
price
in life.
is right, bitch. Like there ain't no way around it. There, $10. I'm seeing everything.
But if I'm a pro wrestling fan through and through, I'm watching the show that's stronger. So I'm putting it out there. I'm swinging for the fucking fences. I know that I have to come correct WrestleMania weekend, and we are. It's
Yeah,
already stacked. It's already loaded.
I'm not even doing anyone else's. I'm not even doing any other appearances. I'm saving all of my.
You're not. You don't want to do
for
no piece.
ICW.
You don't want to do no piece commentary.
Well, they're kind of cousin. They're kind of cousin to ICW.
Yeah.
You know, I consider them cousin to ICW.
There's certain people that are on. Like, I'm not gonna name drop, but there's certain people that obviously are saving themselves.
Yeah,
kind of like you.
To.
But they're all willing to just do no piece just because I always want no piece to do well. I want to put that out there. I am a huge supporter of no piece on the ground. I always want them to do well. I give them criticism when I see things that could be improved. I tell them how great they're doing. When things are doing great, I go to every show that I can in Florida when we're running the same weekend. I've actually flown myself down to Florida just to attend one of their shows.
I remember you've been down there a bit.
Yeah, I love that that sound bar.
I love that area.
I love everything about Orlando, and I love the crew at No Peace on the Ground. I want them to do great. I think that they're going to do great right after us.
Yep.
WrestleMania
Shout out
weekend.
Carl. Shout out Ryan Fox
And Jared, my man Jared.
Hell yeah, No Peace Underground. Shout out No Peace.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We like No Peace.
Shout out Gorlando, Death Squad.
Gorlando. Hey, let's lighten the mood a little because, you know, we're talking about all this kind of awkward fucking history.
Ain't nobody awkward around these parts.
Yeah.
So hey, man,
we could definitely,
if there's one thing,
definitely turn it up.
We're comfortable.
Yeah.
Danny Demanto. Well, we might turn it up a little bit more. There's more turning up as this interview is going late. I can't believe we've been on the air 50 fucking minutes. Danny, I don't care what you say. I love when you squat. So
and everyone loves when I squat. I think that I'm with my current girlfriend because I squat.
That's why I think the people are really gonna love this right now because I was so happy you were coming on this show tonight. I went about a week ago to prepare for this, and I went and I got. I don't know if it's every squat you ever did.
I do it.
But it's a lot of fucking squats.
I do it.
And in true MDK Club fashion, we put it to a fucking music video. We're gonna world premiere it, right?
Yes.
This is for you, Danny. We got a little. We got a present for Larry a little later. Too.
Yeah,
Oh,
got a present
really?
for you, Larry.
Okay.
if it's Blake fucking.
Hey, roll this
with a new
fucking video, man.
That would be
Now
awesome.
squad, jump up.
Now squad, jump up.
Now squad, jump up. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop.
Now squad, jump up. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop.
Now squad, jump up. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop.
Now squad, jump up. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop.
Now squad, jump up. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop. Don't stop, don't stop, 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 stop.
Now squad, jump up. Let me see you work your legs. Now squad, jump up. Let me see you work your legs. Now squad, jump up. Let me see you work your legs. Now squad, jump up.
Now squad, jump up. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop.
Let me see you work your legs and don't stop. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop. Now squad, jump up. Let me see you work your legs, don't stop.
Holy fuck.
I am so honored that happened.
There
Am I
was
gonna
one
be
time
able to
Work
see
your
this
legs
again?
and then squat.
There was one time where you did like a dance into the squat. You like did
He
this,
got it.
like, you
He
did
got
this,
it.
like fucking side to side shuffle, bro. I was like,
We were
what the
outside,
fuck
right?
is going on?
We were outside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I looked at Chris. I said, "Oh, we got a live one tonight."
Yo, remember that time DJ Hyde called your phone when we were about to go
Oh my
live?
god. Oh my god.
Mike, Little Inside. I don't know if you were at the circus, but those that were
No, I wasn't
weren't.
at the circus.
Yeah, right before we're about to go live, I'm talking like 8:58. DJ Hyde calls Larry's phone. I'm like, yo, pick it up. I'm in the middle of the ring.
No.
What?
You turned around from
What?
giving your promo, and I was saying to DJ, I'm like, DJ, I'm in the ring right now. And you heard that, and you were like, DJ Hyde's on the phone right now. And you were like, you didn't even give me a second. I'm like, oh God, I'm caught. I don't know why he didn't hang up, but he stayed on the phone.
You know why DJ doesn't hang up the phone. Come on. He likes that shit.
Uh-oh. We have a problem in the comment section. Let's blow this comment up.
I can't see
This
shit.
is going to get
What does it
Danny
say?
going. This guy
What's
wants
that?
Mickey Knuckle fucking Pit, and he wants him not. He wants her now.
Who wants Mickey Knuckles?
This guy here, Devin Cisco, wants Mickey Knuckles in ICW New York. What do you got to say about that, Danny? Let's show her infamous comment last week.
Yeah, it was wild.
It was
Everyone
loud.
was talking about this. Look, she gave 0 fucks and even said, "I ain't apologizing for shit."
Right.
Oh.
I mean, and
So,
Danny,
what's the story?
Let's just go into Mickey Knuckles. Let's go into fucking Mickey Knuckles. So for the last 3 months, Mickey Knuckles has been trying her damnedest on any form of social media to get attention to possibly be on an ICW show. Then she's asked people to get in touch with me. Then she's messaged me. But every single time she's messaged me, including the last time she messaged me, she introduces herself to me. Now, obviously, you guys saw the comment. Years and years and years ago in an IWA Mid-South locker room,
She smacked you.
she smacked me. Yeah, we don't even need the whole story. She was defending.
Was it hot? Was it a full blown like?
Oh, full blown smack across the face because me and Brett were being disrespectful to Ian because Ian was refusing to give us our money that we just worked for.
I mean, I believe that.
Right. So obviously, me and Brett got a little mouthy, and Ian threw his hat at one point, and I took a fucking smack in the face by Mickey Knuckles. Years later, I don't really feel that Mickey is in that high of a demand that I need to be around somebody that I don't really feel like being around. So the last time she reached out to me, she introduced herself to me, and then the person that behind the account told me that it was an agent and it wasn't really Mickey, but Mickey would love to hear from me. I didn't reach out to Mickey because I didn't have.
Mickey would love to hear from you.
Yeah. So now this past time, she reintroduces herself to me again in one of those copy paste messages, and I say, well, this obviously isn't Mickey. And she took that so disrespectful. Meanwhile, the last time she contacted me, it wasn't really her. And
So how do you
she,
know you were even
Her
talking to her?
agent? Was it her
whatever.
agent or what?
I don't know if it was. I don't know if she was playing the part of it. I don't want a part. I don't want any part of Mickey Knuckles. And it has nothing to do with what she's done in the business. It has nothing to do with her past history or her skill whatsoever. I don't want that around me. And I can pick and choose who I have in my locker room. And that is not what I want in my locker room.
You who would have thought that Mickey Knuckles would have an agent?
I don't think that she has an agent. I think that there was a little bit of covering up a story here and there. What I don't know,
Ah,
whatever. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And it is what it is. I'm not using Mickey Knuckles. I'm sorry to fans that want to see her in ICW. Um, it's both business and personal. Let's put it that way.
I'll tell you this much: the last time I announced her, DJ brought her in for a WSU show. She looked totally different than the Mickey that before she broke her leg.
I
Her,
love that you use the word different, by the way.
well, she did.
Let's go with bad.
She didn't look like the same Mickey, and
Right.
she didn't wrestle like the same Mickey, and
Correct.
the crowd really wasn't all that into her.
Right. And it would be the same thing now.
Yeah.
But with the same
Okay.
attitude of she's never going to, apologize for smacking a grown man in his face, knowing damn well the grown man was raised the right way to not smack her back.
So if what if she would have apologized in that tweet instead? Same story, right? You weren't interested, right?
No.
We don't. She's not. No.
Whose spot does she take?
I mean, okay, now I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate for women, and I'm an advocate for women getting beat up and beating each other up. Now,
Yeah.
so far, all of our women, Riley and I'm sorry, Casey, they really haven't seen that much action.
Right.
So I've
Tessa
always
Blanchard
been for
Tessa
bringing in
Blanchard
a
did beat
girl,
Nick Gage.
but
Tessa Blanchard did beat Nick Gage.
Okay, well, yes, you're right. Okay, so more of that, and I like that girl out in the West, Ruby.
Yeah,
you know
Ruby
who I'm talking
Reyes.
about.
Yeah, it's gonna happen once restrictions.
So yeah, but not Mickey Knuckles. I would think Lufisto over Mickey Knuckles for the
Lufisto is Hall of Fame level to me.
Yeah.
If Lufisto was able to make it to a show, I would get her here in a heartbeat. Quality over quantity. Max the Impaler, I would love to use Max the Impaler once things get back to normal. She is a mom, and being a mom comes first. And I know that she probably doesn't want to travel too much right now. And it is
none of us really want to travel too much, honestly.
It is what it is. She has responsibilities. There's definitely going to be women inside the pit. There's definitely going to be women inside the chains. Lindsay Snow was going to debut for us, and then she got hurt. And I'm sure Lindsay's going to watch this interview. So big shout out to Lindsay Snow. As soon as you're ready, you're going to be rocking in the chains and in the pit. I even threw around the idea of doing a Lindsay Snow themed pit fighter show. I felt like I would be jumping the gun a little too much, but the idea did get thrown around. So I mean, I'm not against women wrestling. I'm against bad women wrestling, just like I'm against bad male wrestling.
You know what we should do? We should look at that iron match that Deppin's going to do with that girl Trish.
Yeah.
Let's see how she does, because she's the Pan-African diaspora champion.
Yeah.
So we don't have our own belt, but if she wants to come in, I don't know, fight John Wayne Murdoch for the African belt, let's do it. Let's do it.
A lot of thing is also that people don't realize is that a big part of deathmatch wrestling relies on international travel, because deathmatch wrestling is the best when you can get the best in the world. And right now we don't have access to the guys that we want to from Mexico or Japan or UK or Australia or Russia or
Yeah, we were going to get Big
Canada.
Joe versus Tremont before Tremont
Yeah.
retired.
I just named all those countries had representatives coming here at one point, or plan to do so, or us to go there.
Are you still
In
planning on going to like Japan and Australia like you were?
absolutely. It's just the world has to open. Right now, the projection for Australia is January 2022, because
Dude, all
that.
I gotta say is Larry Legend ring announcing in Japan. Shut up and take my money.
Oh, of course,
That's insane.
It's been a long
Larry
time
knows that he's
coming.
going to go to everything.
I mean, actually, it should have been happened.
Of course, it should have.
We should have all been on that tour to Japan, but not everyone can play nice.
I certainly should
Johnny,
have. Yes.
he says, are you happy that No Holds Barred has exploded in extreme popularity?
Yeah.
I think that we haven't even tipped the iceberg. I appreciate all the new fans, and I appreciate all the fans that stuck around since the early 2000s. I feel like we haven't even come close to what we're going to do, though.
Rick
The
Walden
best is
did
yet to come.
Larry loves the word "come."
the the
Yes, I
best in the
do.
game. Rick Walden, did Alex Colon get mad at the story and the finish of Akira match? Seemed like he was disappointed at the end of the match. That's what Rick Walden wants to know.
The only person that would have made him disappointed is himself.
I think he was
Okay.
disappointed he lost it. He lost his original red towel.
Well, I do know he was mad about losing that towel. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't really know Alex's feelings, his true feelings about that match. I don't listen to his podcast because I'm not going to pay to listen to a podcast.
Whoa, he
Um,
charges?
yeah, you have to be a member of the GCW Patreon in order to be able to hear their podcast.
Oh wow, I never knew that.
Yeah,
No wonder I've
you
never
can't
heard
just
it.
you can't
Yeah.
just listen to it.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's voiced his opinion on there whatsoever. I know that, without going too in depth with backstage information, that match was not supposed to go the way it did. It went the way that it did for whatever reason, and Alex Colon's never been back to ICW again. It definitely had nothing to do with money, because that conversation has never came up. Like, there's never been a money discrepancy as far as like I need more and I would say no or anything like that. That's never been a thing. So if he is watching, even though we've had these conversations before, Alex Colon, when you're ready, we could do business and do this Murdoch match the right way. If you don't want to do it, that's up to you. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of fans will continuously request it until it happens, because I'm pretty
I
sure
want to
that
see it.
a lot of fans truly believe that those are the two last ones standing at the top of the mountain as far as American Deathmatch Wrestling goes.
Yep. Hey, how important was this moment to you? Let's go to No Holds Barred 1, the original.
Oh my
You
God.
come out here to talk to Eric Ryan and Murdoch. How special of a moment was this for you, Danny?
It was as real as could be. This is pretty much me putting the stamp on going forward. These were the guys that I wanted to build the company around. These were the two guys that I felt that were overlooked, and they went out there and killed it. I love Eric Ryan. I love John Wayne Murdoch, and I will use them until the end of time. And I stacked that card with a lot of mainstream stuff to pack the building, but I knew John Wayne and Eric Ryan were going to kill it. I just knew it, and they went out there and did it. And whenever you see me storm a ring, even though there's like a little bit of ego behind it, because I'll definitely say that, when something amazing happens, I always just want to embrace it. So whenever you see me run myself out there and roll between the chains after a match, or bust through that cage door to congratulate someone, those feelings are very real to me.
Shit.
Larry, are you dropping me?
No, I
He disappeared too.
yeah,
Larry,
my phone.
Larry likes it when I come out. He says that I do it sometimes a little too often, but
Well,
sometimes I get a little too happy.
sometimes we get this momentum. We get that chugga 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 up the, like a roller coaster, and anyone talking other than me, you know what I mean, as the conductor of the train, it's like, okay, we're gonna take a little break, a little bit to hear some talking. But
Well,
it
sometimes it's needed.
it
Like
is
like
it is
like when
it
like for
is
example, when Nolan killed it that first time,
yeah
dude, I was sitting up there shaking watching this kid kill it that first time,
yeah
and then him and Moff,
yeah.
Nolan versus Moff
I,
was unbelievable.
at the times that they're happening, I kind of am like, oh god, here comes Danny again. But
Uh huh.
once I review, I'm like, yeah, that's just what it needed. You know what you're doing, and I kind of like am in my own zone. I don't look at it through the same eyes as you.
No
So
one does,
well,
but
So
no one looks
Danny,
at it in the eyes of Larry Legend. That's for sure.
yeah, well,
Danny,
Yes.
after No Holds Barred, you totally flipped the show then, because No Holds Barred one has a very different feel than 2 through 9. You know what I mean? No
Yes.
Holds Barred one was it had regular wrestling mixed in. It didn't even have glass. I'm assuming it's because the building doesn't fucking
Yeah.
allow that. But
Yeah. That was definitely a building.
why did you say fuck it? I'm gonna be one of the only ever all deathmatch shows because no one really does that. Even in Japan, BJW and Freedoms have a lot of regular matches. You only see a couple deathmatch shows. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing because I'm a big fan of the
Yeah.
full deathmatch show. Big fan of it.
I mean, I wanted to go back to my roots. I wanted to go back to what we were doing elsewhere, and I've said this on other interviews, but I'll be a little bit more direct about it. Joey Janela's spring break was the best and worst thing to ever happen for that former company because it took a vision that was going in a certain direction and it derailed it into another direction. Um, yes, it turned it into what it is today, and what it is today is much bigger than anything that a deathmatch company would have ever done.
thanks, Brian.
But it was not. It's not what we were originally going to do. What we're doing now was what I was trying to do in 2016. I don't consider ICW a truly full deathmatch company because there is matches that are, just strong style fights. Guys like Deppin and
Hmm.
Joe Gacy,
Dickinson
Dom
and
Guarini,
Deppin.
Dom Guarini, Moff. They're not swinging glass; they're swinging hands. I just like realism in professional wrestling. I don't need guys running the ropes and doing duck duck goose and a cool drop kick or flips through the air. I'd much rather see some dude smack a guy in his face with even with his hand, just so it looks real. You know what I mean? I like to watch dudes or women going at it for real instead of putting on a show of acrobats. If that makes any
You
sense.
Yeah,
don't
oh
like
yeah,
flippy shit. You
yeah.
don't like flippy shit.
I'm not a huge fan of it. It has its place. I watch it. I respect it, but I took ropes down and put chains up so they can't. You know what I
I
mean?
love
Like
that, man. I love that that's the reason that you did that
the
is
real
so they
reason.
can't do
Well, it's
flippy
not. It's
shit.
it's not that they can't do flippy shit because I would love for them to try to do flippy shit off the chains, but the real reason for the chains after I'm also big shout out to Sammy Callahan. Sammy Callahan was the person who came up with me doing the chains. But the reason why I ran
That's
with it
cool.
was because I felt that wrestling became too fast. So in order to slow down the matches, you got to take the ropes away. So because the ropes are what's making them go the fastest. So if there's no ropes, then they have to tell more of a story between the chains. which I feel has resulted in a lot more storytelling, a lot more character development. I feel like the fans are getting really behind who each guy is instead of the moves that they do. I feel like people are really connecting with guys like Neil Diamond Cutter, Jeff Cannonball, even on the
Definitely.
other side, like a Brandon Kirk, an Alex Ocean, Casanova, even all the way up the card to John Wayne. John Wayne's never been this popular before.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Hell yeah. Jason Kelly, he says, Larry, have you ever thought about being a manager? You kind of were back in the beginning with Blackout a little bit,
He's
right?
too good. He's too good to be a manager.
Well,
He,
I mean, you're right, Danny. You're absolutely right. But it's funny because you mentioned, or someone said, you ever think of turning Larry heel? Beyond wrestling, just because that's Rich Palladino's kind of home turf. I by default, whenever I have done anything with Beyond Wrestling, I've been a heel manager and kind of like a personal ring announcer, like I was for Blackout. And those are the times that I do get to be a little bit more, heelish in what I
yeah.
present. So I actually love Beyond for that. Someone, I think it was Marcus Crane, tweeted like, "I love when people are brave enough to be ugly," and I commented, I replied to it. I was like, "Some of my favorite times have been with Beyond when they allow me to, because I'm not ugly. But when you're a heel manager, banging on the thing and frothing at the mouth for Pazuzu or for legit legends, Guarini and Chuck O'Neill and Kevin Koo, I got to be a heel manager. So I don't, you're right, Danny. I can't leave ring announcing, because I'm so good at it. But yeah, every once in a while I get to be a manager and Beyond. So I appreciate that.
And he's such a strong character. I just don't, there's no real off switch for you.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, for my energy, you need me from beginning, middle, and end, because I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it to you.
And you know what you're signing up for.
Yeah,
if you're booking Larry
I
Legend.
know. Don't remind me.
So, Ruben Steele, a lot of comments right now, too. We haven't even said his name, have we? And everyone's saying Ruben Steele in the comments. What was the decision bringing him to fucking ICW?
Look at it. It's right fucking there in the comments. The fans brought Ruben Steele
Yep.
to ICW.
I'm looking forward to announcing him.
I have 6. It's either 6 or 8 fans. Some of them are probably in the comments right now. That are traveling from Texas just to come watch in Florida their boy Ruben debut.
Yep.
Bradley Mann. Shout out to Bradley Mann. Fucking Juan Herrera. I believe Juan is bringing his wife. I could be mistaken. I deal with a lot of people on a regular basis, but the fact that I even remember the names of the people that are coming from certain states is kind of crazy to me. Because I don't really remember.
It shows
when I
how
had the
connected you
breakfast.
are. It shows how
I'm very
connected you are
obsessed.
with the fans.
I'm very obsessed. ICW has become a huge obsession. Also, let's do a little information drop, Larry. Larry's new pin is going to be dropped next week. There's going to be 4 variations of the Larry pin that fans are going to be able.
Pin, like the one on my hat here.
Yes.
I got Mean Gene. I got Mean Gene Okerlund on my hat here because he's a big inspiration for me growing up.
Well, now you could have yourself.
I could have my own. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, and Larry's also on the cover of the issue 2 of Deathmatch magazine. What's it called? Deathmatch Love Letter. There it is.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at you getting cover.
Well, I mean, shout out to Earl.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Big Earl. I love
Picture.
my photographers. I love all my photographers. I love my Rich Wade. Love my Nick Carp. Love my Red Shoes Media. Love my Chris Grasso. Love my Russell Brook photo. But man, Earl. I don't remember the last time I was captured that well for the magazine cover. Also for my 8x10, my number 2 8x10, and for a lot of stuff that photo's got a lot of legs because it's so well done. So shout out to Earl
Now
Gardner.
it's a pin. Now it's a pin.
That's the image for the pin.
Uh-huh.
All from Earl's photography, all from that great backdrop in the bloodshed. You know, that background's not something we set up. That's just how it is in there. You know, so I love that as the background for all those shots Earl took inside the bloodshed.
Hey, I know every podcast, Larry, you go on, people probably always say, "Oh, you were on Price is Right. Price is Right." You were on it though. Like, did they pull you out of the fucking crowd?
Yeah, they pulled me out of the crowd, but I'll let you know that before you even go in there to be a cast member, before you even go in there to be an audience member, I should say, they vet everybody. They talk to every single person and just, hey, who are you? What brings you out here? And you kind of give them a little like, oh, you know, I'm Larry. I'm from New York. It's my mom's birthday, so I wanted to bring her out here. And we've never been to LA, so we thought, let's go on The Price is Right. You know, and the guy's like, oh, nice. That's a great son. Bringing your mom out here for her birthday. I'm like, yeah, you know, she did a lot of great things for me when I was growing up. And the guy's like, so what do you do for a living? And I'm like, oh, I work in retail and I moonlight as a wrestling ring announcer. And the producer was like, yeah, the producer was like, a what? And I'm like, yeah, a wrestling ring announcer. And he's like, oh, well, maybe you'll get the opportunity to announce Drew today. And I feel like when he said that, I was like, okay, wait a minute. This guy likes the fact that I'm a pro wrestling ring announcer. He's kind of feeling me out to see, I guess, if I would be willing to go up there and announce Drew. And I mean, come on, you already know. When they said, Larry Mercer, come on down, I was like, yes, bitches. Now I'm down here. All I got to do is get up on the stage, and I am flexing. And I did, and I fucking won the whole show. Even if I wouldn't have won, I think just getting up there and getting a chance to announce on national TV was a big win in 2012 for me. We're talking 2012, Larry Legend. So, you know, it was a huge win. I got to go charge my phone. I'm only at like 10% left now.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely wrapping this up soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, can you guys stay on like 10 more minutes or so?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think that's all I got with you.
Yeah, I don't mind dying my phone out with you guys.
Yeah, me neither.
Big shout out to Bradley Mann. Big shout out to Bradley Mann. He just messaged me to let me know he is one of the guys in the chat. Big shout out to him. I appreciate everybody that is taking the time out to travel to Florida right now and to continue this process with us, because without people showing up in Florida, we can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate people that are getting on planes, getting in a car, doing a road trip. I appreciate Larry, you know, constantly. He has not missed a show since this no holds barred thing has started, and I really do appreciate that, because I don't know what I would be able to do at a show without Larry at this point. I don't think the crowd would really accept it too much either.
Well, yeah, we familiarized them.
No.
We familiarized them with a look and a feel. So it's almost like I do have a contract. In a lot of ways, it's like I have a contract. Like people are always like, "Oh, you need to get signed. You need to get signed. You need to get signed." Well, I care. That's the reason I've done it. The reason I've made the sacrifices that I've made to get up there for the fucking sales and whatever else is because I care. And I know that you care about me. That's why I've gotten 8x10s. No other company's ever given me 8x10s.
You got a lot of shit. You got a specialty card.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I kind of am bound.
Larry also has a hoodie coming out, guys.
Why did you say that? I want to drop that at the sale. That's supposed to be one of the secrets for the sale.
Oh,
but,
well,
all right, yeah,
little inside scoop. He has an ICW
Let's
hoodie.
drop it on Tuesday. This Tuesday, February 16th, I dropped the brand new It's About to Go Down hoodie.
Hey,
and
guys,
what makes
you
this
want to know
special?
something funny?
What?
I have a Valentine's Day Christmas tree up in my house.
Okay.
Let's see it.
Look at it.
Can we see it?
It's the right color.
Wow, Danny's getting into the love.
I can't take full credit for it.
We can't all be so lucky.
I am extremely lucky right now.
Yeah, you're
In my
fortunate.
in my current love category, I am lucky these days.
Hey, we're running out of time, guys. We're not going to be able to get to all these questions. There's a lot. Hey, let's
Hit
talk
me,
about the show, though.
rattle the questions. Rattle the questions. We could do
Yeah,
it quick.
rattle them.
Well, let's real quick talk about the show, right? No Holds Bar 10. This is it.
Yeah, no holds barred 10
When is
coming
this,
up.
Danny? Tell us the date, man.
Coming up February 27th. We're being an idiot, and we're running 2 shows in one day. We're doing Pit Fighter during the day. It's going to be a new look to Pit Fighter. It's definitely not going to be your regular circle cage or even the elevated cage. I don't want to give up what it's actually going to look like, but just know that once the cameras start rolling, it's going to be looking different than you're used to. There's still one fight
Oh yeah.
announcement left from each, and they're definitely not on the light side.
So there's one more match on each one that you
On
got to
each
announce.
card, yes. So there's going to be
Awesome.
7 total for each. But I know that there's a lot of fans that are in this chat, so definitely try to hit as many questions as possible. I hate leaving the fans out.
Yep.
Yeah, ask us.
Let's get them. Everybody, drop them. This is your last chance. Blake Walden, what happened to the plans to run a show with IWA Mid-South, H2O, and Trainwreck, the Uninvited?
I believe that was an Ian idea. It was brought up to me by John Wayne Murdoch. Um, I wasn't really too keen on the whole idea, and then obviously Indiana shut down. I wasn't a big fan of the idea, especially once I heard that there was that title. I didn't know the title was going to be that title from the beginning, and then that's what made it a little bit more Bush League. But then Indiana shut down. I'm not here to take any shots and do shows that are called the Uninvited. It's kind of silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all about running Indiana once things are back to normal. We have our own little setup out there, it seems like, and I know that a lot of fans want to see us out there. So it's 100% going to happen. Chicago is 100%. Well, the Chicagoland area is definitely going to happen once things get back to normal. I would love to be able to get out to Michigan or Wisconsin and work with the other ICW Milwaukee out there. So the Midwest.
Milwaukee.
But as far as what that concept was, I wasn't really a big fan of it.
What else? Next question.
Okay, Captain Dave, he's just giving you guys a shout out. You two.
Hey, Captain Dave.
Fucking Captain fucking Dave.
Dean Knotts wants to know why you left GCW. Watch the replay. We talked about that in the beginning. Fucking,
I
let's
never actually
see.
said
Larry.
why I left, but yeah, just know that everybody involved is better off this way.
Yeah.
Now you guys have 2 options instead of 1.
Yep.
Yeah, Danny pretty much explained it pretty good. So go back and watch that replay, man. Larry is God. He loves hearing you.
Thanks, Ray.
Larry is God.
Blake Walden wants to know why you left. Watch the replay, Walden. Let's see.
That's what everybody wants to know, why we left GCW.
Well, it was never really spoken about directly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, man. Coming from a fan like me, I didn't know what was happening, but I kind of, after a while, you kind of seen that you were gone, and things did kind of change a lot. And all us fans, we knew the writings on the wall, but yeah, it was never really public.
Yeah, I definitely went through a sad stage, but then it crossed over into mad, and once that happened, ICW No Holds Barred was born. So, I mean, nothing is done out of spite. Nothing is done to hurt another person. Nobody is booked to lose, to hurt to another person. Competition is great. It helps everyone involved because it makes people know that there's another option. If there's just a number 1 company and there's everybody else, that ain't helping anybody. So if somebody's clawing at that number one spot, all it's going to generate is conversation, and it's going to generate money, and it's going to help everybody involved, because everybody right now in wrestling isn't making a lot of money. There's people asking for donations. There's people asking for sponsorships.
There's people running telethons.
There's people running telethons, but they're doing it to just make
It
sure
seems
that
like sponsors are the next big thing or something in the
Yeah.
deathmatch game. Is ICW going to go this route soon or no?
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not gonna. I don't want to shit on it either, because you know I'm a big fan of making things happen no matter what. So if you have to go that route to make sure that the wrestlers are paid and the fans are happy, then go that route. I'm never going to blatantly ask. I'm never going to go that route, but there's definitely sponsorships available. Like, people put their logo on our canvas. We do things like that, but I'm more into hustling the merch and just putting on really good shows and hoping that momentum from now will push us forward to once the world goes back to normal, if that makes any sense. But
Ask this question.
That's something I would like to do maybe one day, Danny, is actually
What?
get to put our logo, whatever it costs to talk to you. I'll message you, man. Get our logo on the ring, bro.
Oh yeah, no, we can definitely make that happen.
Brian Vincent, how influential is IWTV to you, man? Sorry, fucked up that word.
Oh, IWTV. Well, to go before IWTV, I've always been a Smart Mark Wrestling guy. Since the beginning of CZW and Jersey All Pro, Mike Burns has always been my guy.
Shout out Mike Burns.
I don't feel that anybody tapes and produces a show the way Mike Burns and his squad does. So I'm IWTV through and through until the day I die. They know that. I know that. I'm never going to turn on them. I'm never going to need more money. It is what it is. And the loyalty definitely shows on both ends. They're obviously taking, they're giving me a lot of responsibility for WrestleMania weekend, with a weekend-long event that obviously is headlined by us all 3 days. And at the beginning of 2020, we probably weren't even in the top 5 as far as companies on IWTV. But during the pandemic, that quickly rose because we were the only ones really running. So to answer your question, Smart Mark Video and IWTV is a huge influence on me, and they give me a lot of advice too sometimes when I'm being a little bit of a knucklehead. And Mike Burns to me is independent wrestling first ballot Hall of Famer.
Justin Finn, I agree too. Totally agree. Justin Finn, next show in Millville? ? With the eye emoji.
We're working on it. We're seeing, to be completely honest, the barn and the farm are for sale right now, and they might be closing on that soon. I'm hoping to possibly try to be able to pull off even like a farewell show, if that was to happen. But we knew at the beginning of this that the hourglass was turned upside down before we even ran our first show there. So I'm working on it, and if we lose that place, we'll roll with the punches and find something else. But the next show in New Jersey is definitely going to be at the Showboat at the Boardwalk Buds.
Oh, fuck that.
We're going to be running 4 shows at the Showboat during the Boardwalk Buds weekend, which is pretty much a weed convention mixed with pro wrestling. Shout out Boardwalk Buds. Shout out Chad Mines.
All right, y'all. I'm 2%. I just want to shout that out. I'm 2% now.
Yeah, I'm 4%. So let's wrap this up. I appreciate doing this. Let's do a part 2 soon.
Thanks for having us.
And happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah, man.
Happy
part
birthday,
2.
Mike. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate both of you guys coming on. Danny Demanto, I'm a huge fan of your full deathmatch format and really anything you do. I love the Pit Fighter. I'm a huge fan. And I'm going to end it with Larry, you could just leave and watch the fucking replay, but you're my favorite ring announcer of all time. So I made you a little music video tonight. We're going to end it with that. We won't be coming back, guys.
Oh, you know
Thanks.
your ass
Thanks,
is gonna
guys.
watch that fucking video right
You
now.
know, I hope my phone holds out.
If it doesn't, just go back. The replay is right on the group and shit, man. And thank you guys so fucking much. This was one of my favorite interviews I ever did.
Love you, Larry.
Yeah, love you, Mike. Happy birthday. Love you, Danny.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, man. See you later. Let's play
Later,
this
dude.
fucking video, guys.
The Larry Legend
Fuck,
video.
Where is it? Where the fuck is it? All right, guys. Catch you. We got Nolan Edward this Thursday night. I'm going to be interviewing him. And then we got Akira coming, JC Rodden, and a whole bunch of others. Larry
Akira
Legend.
sucks.
We love you, Larry.
I love it.
This is for you, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll run through it all. Price is right. Show you niggas how to ball. Price is right. You wanna sell that Chevy on fold, Cadillac on roll. I get it. The price is right. I'll buy out the club. Price is right. Showing everybody love. Price is right. Look here, I spin it like that, cause I get it right back. Why is that? The price is right. Okay.
Zany boss, suicide door, brand new bag. College girls, give a nigga head in my raps. Rockstar life, so much money, I'll make you laugh. Hey, the bitch they hate, and you can't miss what you never had. Hey, hey, off the juice, coding got me tripping. Cut the coupe, walker roof is missing. Ice, lemonade, my neck was tripping. Ice, lemonade, my neck was tripping.
Addy boys got some 60s in my bag. Lips sealed, ain't pillow talking on no rag. In my earlobe, got 2 carats, VVS. Got a penthouse near Rodeo, out for stress. All this money, when I grew up, I had nothing. Filled with backstabbing, my whole life is disgusting. Can't believe it, gotta thank God that I'm living comfortably. Getting checks, I don't believe, but she say she done with me. Burn some bridges and I let the fire light the way. Kicking my feet up, left the PJs on a PJ. Yeah, I'm a big dog and I walk around with no leash. I got water on me, yeah, everything on Fiji.
Zany boss, suicide door, brand new bag. College girls, give a nigga head in my raps. Rockstar life, so much money, I'll make you laugh. Hey, the bitch they hate, and you can't miss what you never had. Hey, hey, off the juice, coding got me tripping. Cut the coupe, walker roof is missing. Ice, lemonade, my neck was tripping. Ice.
You only learn the way you are
Now squat, jump up.
Now squat, jump up.
Now squat, jump up. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop.
Now squat, jump up. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop.
Now squat, jump up. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop.
Now squat, jump up. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop.
Now squat, jump up. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Let me see you work your legs and don't stop. Don't stop, don't stop, 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 stop,
Now squat, jump up. Let me see you work your legs. Now squat, jump up. Let me see you work your legs. Now squat, jump